Hello, Cindy here with Create Your Own Luck in Love. I am having a hard time knowing if this is live or not. So, if you are seeing me live, let me know. Just put a emoji in the comments section. If you're seeing me live, you're on right now, put in an emoji in the comment section. All right, so I want to dive right in. If you don't know me, my name is Cindy Olin. I'm a love and relationship strategist, and what I do is I support women and some men to attract and keep lasting love. I help you remove the blocks that are standing in the way of you really receiving the love that you absolutely are so worthy of receiving and creating in your life. So I'm going to dive right in. Hello, Susan. Good to see you. I'm going to dive right into this topic at hand is, do you fall fast and furious? If you find yourself, you know, when you date, you get really hopeful really quick and you start thinking in your mind, ooh, wow, this could be the one. Um, that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to have those feelings and those butterflies and the chemistry. And the it's also kind of a dangerous thing. And I'm going to explain to you why that is, because it's, this, and I've learned this the hard way, guys. I've done this before where I've gone fast and furious, and it usually ends just as fast and as furious. Now, you might be thinking, well, I've known people that have, eloped to Vegas after, 2 weeks of dating, and, they're still together 20 years later. That happens, but it's fewer and further between. So, and there's a difference between that happening and, what really goes on when you start to fall fast. And that falling fast is, oh gosh, could he be the one? Oh my goodness, this is amazing. And the feeling feels good because he's maybe investing a lot of time with you, and the tendency for a woman is she will tend to start to drop things or prioritize him over the other things that she has made a high priority in her life, which would look like, work, even, going to the gym, friends, family, the whole gamut, that he shouldn't yet, it's out of context. He shouldn't yet have the priority. And let me say that falling quickly would constitute, maybe you feel like you're falling for them before you even met them in person, or on the first, second date, first, second week. So it's new. And what happens too is, a lot of times, and I'm gonna give you guys a visualization so it'll help you out, but a lot of times for men, it leaves them feeling a bit misunderstood because they start to think, wow, she's prioritizing all of these other things, me over all of these other things in my life, and it puts pressure on him. And it also makes him think, wow, am I really that special? Is it that she just wants the relationship, or is she really interested in me? And men do truly think like that. And it what that does is, very, very quickly, it starts to create, it takes away what I call tension, between a man and a woman. So it takes away his desire to want to pursue, to want to show up, to want to, be doing all the things, planning the dates, buying flowers, or doing the things that he knows that are going to impress you. So this is all about context. So if you look at relationships or relationship development, it's kind of like, I want to say a bank account, but I would also like to say it's it's more like investments, right? So if you have any investments, and so when you look at the fact that, maybe early on, the first couple of weeks, he's showing up, he's doing all these really amazing things. So he's made all these investments, and you're feeling this chemistry, and you're looking at it like, oh wow, he's totally all in. But in reality, his investment is still kind of at a lower level. Whereas when you're feeling all the feelings, which is what the chemicals can do to you, right? That chemistry, that's why they call it chemistry, um, will make you feel like, okay, wow, this could be the guy. So the bank balance goes up really quickly. It's like you just got a huge bonus in your bank, and you're super excited about it, right? But in reality, that investment, the other side of the investment, is really just starting to grow. And it's like this when you think, and I'm getting to the next piece of it, which is when you think about anything, like beautiful flowers, they take time to grow and bloom. It's, a beautiful tree that bears fruit. It takes time to grow and bloom. So when you look at it from that perspective, nothing happens overnight, I promise you. So when you're coming when you're falling based on those pretenses, which are kind of like false pretenses, it's like, this is the beginning. Of course, it's exciting. And of course, he's going to make some effort and investments. But is he making the effort over time? And time is really the most important thing to understand. So, first one, you know, watch for, you get to put yourself in context of, how long have I known this person? How well do I know this person? You may think you know them, but really you might know some of what they're thinking, but you don't know all their hopes and dreams. You don't know all about them. And it takes time to really know that about a person. And, you know, chemistry isn't all about the butterflies and the great feelings that you have. Yes, that's a part of it, but it's also, how do we deal with conflict? How compatible are we truly? And it's not just, I love sushi, so do you. We both love, you know, I don't know, skydiving or something, right? Or we both enjoy the beach. It's not just that. It's, do we share values? How do we, how do we communicate together? Um, am I able to communicate effectively with this person? And so the next piece, right, is effort. What if you take into account um, effort is like chemistry, and effort is effort over a period of time. So when you're talking about investments, right? Looking at, okay, so how is this investment performing over time? I know it sounds funny to make a financial comparison, but this is just the one I could think of. And, how is it doing? And from that is, what's happening over time? Is he putting in consistent effort? Is he growing the relationship? Are you giving giving it room to grow? It's just the same thing. You don't put a a vegetable in your garden and notice it sprout overnight, right? Are you giving it room to grow? And it takes that nourishment. So a high value, high quality woman takes these things into account. How is this person showing up over time? Are we having appropriate conversations that will lead to what is this? Does this look like a true partnership over time? So it's kind of, in the same thing. It's like a cake, right? Anybody like to bake? If you can have all these amazing ingredients in the cake, and it's got to bake in the oven for a certain amount of time, and then it gets to cool off, and then you put frosting on it. But you can't put the frosting on too soon, because why? The frosting's going to melt. So it's taking these things into account, which is very congruent in any relationship. How do we grow together over time? So the things to do, and I find that many women, when they find themselves falling hard, and let me know, just put in the comments, do you find yourself falling hard and fast? Do you find yourself thinking, this could be the one, or what if he is, and getting into your head a lot? Let me know. Put yes in the comments. That's me. So many people don't take all of this into account, the time frame it can take. So how long can it take? It usually takes about 3 months to really get to know someone. And that's with consistency over time. Is he consistently showing up? Is he consistently, moving things forward? Is it growing over time? If there's a lot of stopping and starting, it also gives you a good indication of where that person is. And you get to take into effect, okay, is this what I want? Or, and also communicate from a place of love and honoring yourself in a high value way. And if you want to learn more about that, just put yes. I want to learn more about communicating in a high value way. And I'll share more about that on these lives. So, and so the other side to it too is the flip side to this, and I don't always share about this, but it's really important. Don't have somebody fall for you if you don't know how to show up and love them, because they're not going to chalk it up to, oh, she just wasn't ready or something like that. Most of the time, just like you've probably experienced when maybe you've fallen for someone and they pulled out quick, or they decided that they didn't really want what you wanted at the end of the day. They end up questioning love. they end up questioning whether love's for them. They don't question you. And it's human nature to do this. So, you know, remember, it's the investment over time. Is he consistently putting effort in? That way you're putting in the symbiotic effort. You're not putting in more than him. You're putting in a little less. And you're allowing it space and for him to show up and for you to nurture that seed as it's growing over time. So, anyway, those are the things. The time is the crucial key, you guys, is to put it in context. And when your head, and I find that most women that are more anxiously attached, they tend to do this, and then they tend to go into their head and make themselves wrong if he's not showing up or if things aren't necessarily going their way. It's just take it into context. And that's part of the essential reason why you want to date more than one person. Allow yourself to get to know different people, and don't go into it like, oh, this could be the one. Really look at it from an empowered place of, okay, is this going to be the right fit for me? Is he going to show up for me as the type of person that could possibly be the one for me? And when you start showing up from that empowered place, it's a game changer, guys. And that's when you start to attract that mirroring effect of that person that is aligned with you, because you're so aligned with your vision and your value. And he sees it, he feels it, because, like what I was sharing early on, men sense when you have flipped your life upside down for him really quickly. You've reprioritized everything for him. And it's just like if you've ever gone out on a date with a guy that is really negative about his ex or negative about women in general. What does that do to you? It repels you. So it's the same thing when feeling that pressure. So keeping it in context. I hope this helps you guys. There's so much more I can share around this. And, knowing, and I feel called to talk a little bit, just another minute, about chemistry. Chemistry. It's learning how to filter chemistry. I can't tell you how many women I work with or have worked with that'll say, yeah, I went out on a date with him and I just didn't feel chemistry with him. So I don't think I'm going to see him again. Okay, well, did you have a good time? Yeah, I had a pretty good time with him. So the reprioritizing in your mind around chemistry, because a lot of times chemistry comes, especially a lot of chemistry can come from what we find familiar. And if there's some unhealed parts of you, which most of us have, and even if you've done a lot of work, there might be some unhealed parts, but if you're dating from that point of, okay, I've got to feel this chemistry, then you're going to miss out on someone that could be really amazing for you because you had a good time with them, but you thought, I just didn't feel chemistry. So it's looking at, I could spend another hour with him. I'm going to say yes, I'm going to do it again, and not shutting down too, so that he feels like, okay, I can ask her out again. And that will allow you to start to look at and open yourself up in a new way of knowing that, you know, maybe this person is different than whom I've encountered in the past, and it may feel a bit uncomfortable. It may, maybe he's really nice and he follows through and he does what he says he's going to do. So you're not constantly, second guessing yourself or thinking, trying to solve a problem, right? He's just there. So it's it's knowing that it gets to be a little bit different so that you can allow time and space for things to grow. And a lot of times I've found that, most women, and men do this too, by the way, if they tend to fall fast. They know themselves and they know that they do this, but it's almost like it's happening and they can't help themselves. So it's setting yourself up for success ahead of time. And I do I do so much work with my clients around this and diving deep into dismantling old beliefs so that you're set up for purity and success and real freedom in your love life. So let me know below if this has helped you, and if you're ready to just go to that next level in your love life. Just say, yes, I'm ready. Um, love being with you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Mwah. And let me know what you took away from this too.